All right, guys, we'll go ahead and get started since everybody's here. And anybody shows up, we'll just let them in. We'll just let them in as they show up. Guys, if y'all aren't aware, anybody here in the San Antonio area, tomorrow, Christian and Philip have a business overview, business opportunity going on tomorrow night here locally, San Antonio. Philip, you want to give them the address for y'all's event tomorrow night? You're still muted.
That's the sign of the times, man. I mean, geez, that's how it goes, man. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, guys. If you've got time to come out tomorrow at 6:30 to support, invite. We'll make sure to take care of any of your guests, and send them right back to you if you can't make it. The address is 8723 Box Lane, San Antonio, Texas, 78217. Hit me up, message me if you need me to text it to you or send it to you again. But again, I'm going to type it in the chat too. But if you can make it, I'd appreciate it if you're in the area. If you've got anybody thinking about being an ambassador or part of your team, and they want some information and you want to make it easy on yourself, send them over to us and we'd be glad to take care of them. Thank you.
Good stuff, Philip. Yeah, guys, the business overview is your opportunity. If you're recruiting, if you're building team, that's your opportunity for anybody who may be interested, for you to get them to come out, bring them, show up with your guest, if you're available, and let them come out and hear from some folks who have had some success. You know what I mean? Let them hear besides, from somebody besides yourself, right? Because sometimes I know, we're telling somebody, man, solar's great and power and the Solar Kings team. And, we do a lot of great stuff and training and, solar's a place to be. But, your word, in all honesty, our word can only carry us so far, so we want to be able to utilize the successes from other folks. So the business overviews prove very, very well, they're a great tool, a great asset. But like Philip said, I suggest and I recommend, just so we don't get, any crosshairs, the best way to do it is text Philip, text Christian. Hey, this is Jake. I'm going to be sending Mr. and Mrs. Johnny Esquivel, and they're going to be there. If you can just look out for them, please. I can't make it, tomorrow night because I have a prior, appointment scheduled or something to that level. We're one team here, guys. Like, I can tell you, I've been here almost 2 years, and some of y'all have been here longer than me. But I know well enough that by no means are we trying to take anybody else's consultants or anything like that. We just want to pour into each other. We want the opportunity to grow, and the only way we can do that is as a team. The only way we're going to be able to grow together is by leaning on each other. So, last week I partnered up with Eric. Eric and I did a business overview. Christian and Philip and a couple other folks from the team showed up, came in, and and it was great support to have them there because the more faces in the room to be able to provide supporting stories, right? Like facts and stories and all that good stuff like we talk about is very beneficial. So I recommend you guys, if you're trying to recruit or if you're trying to build a team, get out there tomorrow night. Philip just put the address in the chat. Text Christian, text Philip, let them know, hey, I got a guest going. I can't make it, but if you could please look out for my guest, and they'll take care of them for you guys. They will. That's what we do here, as a team here, with Solar Kings. So great, good stuff. And there'll be more coming up. Maybe you're not ready. Maybe you don't have the time to do your own business overview. It's all good. I make no bones about it. My intention is to grow my team. It's to continue that growth path. With Power, we have the opportunity to have multiple streams of income, multiple opportunities, at the mentor level and all the way down. There's tons of ways that we can increase our revenue through Power. So this is one of the ways that I choose to do that. I like to pour back into other folks the same way people have poured into me and helped me with my growth. So Christian, Philip and I were just talking to them about tomorrow night's business overview. You want to give a quick plug about that before I get rolling on the other stuff?
Yeah, I wanna say something. You just mentioned something very important. You said maybe you're not ready. And I feel that if you start plugging into some of these meetings, events, business overviews, that's what's preparing you to get ready. You have to understand that at one point you have to lead by example, and at one point you're going to build a team, and at one point you're going to have to do that business overview by yourself. Just a few short weeks ago, I was in Fort Myers. I was in a different place, different city, out of my element, didn't know anyone, but because of the things that I learned through leadership, through Eric Garcia, through Jacob, through Gustavo, through a lot of the leaders, through Brent, a lot of the leaders on this call today, you're able to take that somewhere else and duplicate it. You have to understand that in this business, adding is great, addition is awesome, but multiplication and duplication, it's even greater than that. Because I was telling someone, look, instead of me doing onesies, meaning instead of me doing one presentation, one presentation, one presentation, one person, one coffee, one Starbucks, one Zoom, I could just get a room full of people. And if I invite 10 people, 8 will love it, 7 will be interested, 5 are good to go, and 3 sign up on the spot. It's a numbers game. So you have to understand one thing. The person that wins is the one that puts more butts in those seats. And the beauty about you not knowing what to do right now is that you're not doing the heavy lifting. Let the seasoned mentors do that for you. Let them present for you. Let them do the Q&A. Let them take on all of those people that are hard to deal with, that are going to ask you a million questions, and you're probably going to lose a consultant. Bring them to the presentation, because that's what we're there for. We could take on those big punches, and in the end, everybody wins. We win because we have more people in the room. You win because you're inviting more people that could potentially join your team. And as you're plugging into these meetings, you're learning and learning and learning. And next thing you know, hey, do you want to do this with us? Do you want to join us? Do you want to start your own meeting? Do you want to start a meeting closer to your house? Do you want to do a Zoom presentation? But these are the things that are grooming you so you can one day be the leader, and so that you one day you can make those presentations as well. So I think it's very important not only to bring people. If you don't have anybody, it's okay. Come yourself, because this is grooming you so then you could become the next leader and you could become the next presenter. With that being said, bring your people. We'll take care of them. We'll answer all the questions. And of course, we're going to put them under your team. Jacob, I'll send it right back to you, sir.
Yeah, good stuff, Christian. Thank you. It's so important, guys, that, we get plugged in, right? So right now, as we're talking about the business overview as an opportunity to plug in, I know that last week, Eric had posted here in the group, on the chat and things like that, the trainings. I believe mostly everybody here is in Texas. If you have not attended the Texas market, development Zooms that are going on with Bobby, man, those are super valuable. I've attended the last 2, and there's a lot of insight. It's starting to develop, it's starting to ramp up, and they're actually tuned in to our market. Like, this is specific to Texas. So if you work Dallas, if you work Houston, if you work, East Texas, if you're working West Texas, if you're working, San Antonio, the project manager, there's a project manager that will be on the call, or supervisor from project management, every single call, according to Bobby Smith. So it's super important, guys, like, get on these calls if you can. If not, then you're going to need to, plug in later and get that knowledge somewhere, right? But plug in, there's always trainings, immersive and everything else that's going on, plug in. If you can't do the live stuff, attend through the Zoom or watch the rewinds and things like that. I think there's one person that always comes to mind for me. He's not on the call tonight, but I'm going to give him a shout out. Javier. Javier on the tugboat, man, he attends training after training after training. I know who to go to when I have that technical question. I'm not a technical guy, I'll be very honest, but I know who to go to when I have that real deep down technical question, when it comes to some of the product questions that we may get asked, right? We don't get hit with a lot of those heavy questions, guys. But okay, I'll jump off of that, and I'm going to get to our topic for tonight. You know, our training for discussion, and I'm glad Christian jumped on here because I know he'll this is something he and I have talked a lot about recently, and you know you know, in our recent conversations over the last few days. You know, if you guys didn't know, Christian was recently in Florida, came back from Florida and hit the ground running. You know, and he made do while he was in Florida too. You know, he was out there on a roofing mission, but he continued to power up and continue to push with power. You know, so tonight, what I want us to talk about on our training is vision and goal setting. I was talking with Eric this morning, and you know, if you guys have not seen, you know, Eric's in Las Vegas. You know, he's at the 10X conference. You know, the Grant Cardone conference. You know, some folks find value in different types of trainings. You know, but whatever it may be, you know, let's focus on self-development. You know, 2023, we cannot do enough self-development for ourselves. You know, last year I focused on some of that quite a bit, and I feel like it helped me. It helped propel me, you know, what I do with power, and what I do with my team, and what I do with everybody else that I interact with, and some of the other business ventures I have. You know, I feel like the self-development really has helped me. So those are extra things that we can plug into. But ultimately, you know, tonight I want us to talk about vision. You know, what is your vision for your solar business, right? Like, where do you see yourself in 12 months? You know, whatever, and I think I said this last time, you know, whatever activities you did last year, I take it back, guys. It was not here on this call last time. Whatever activities you did last year to get those results for last year are only going to produce those same results again if you don't change. What is your vision? What do you intend to accomplish? What are your goals? Whatever, listen to me here. Whatever activities you did last year got you those results. Those are last year's results. In order for new results for this year, if you want to double, if you want to triple, if you want to help, you know, 2 or 3 times the homeowners, if you want to increase your team, you gotta do something different. If you do the exact same thing you did last year, it's only going to render those same results as last year. You know, so I see Christian chomping at the bit because I know he threw out this post last night, you know, offering up, you know, an opportunity for advice. And I'm going to venture to say that nobody stepped up to the plate when he asked, "Hey, let me help you." You had two people, you know, but I mean, you know, we're here tonight as a team. We're all on the same mission. You know, we want to provide, you know, homeowners an opportunity to save money, and we want to provide more for our families. I believe that. I believe that everybody here on this call is on the same mission. Christian, why don't you tell us about your vision right now, what you have going on? Because I felt it heavy, you know, yesterday when you were posting, you know, back to back all the way through the night.
A couple of things. I wanna re-emphasize what you said. Some people, and we have to look at ourselves. We have to look within ourselves, our inner self, and we have to be truthful to ourselves. Some of the activities that people did last year may have been more fruitful, but we have to be honest. Did we put in 110%? Because I am a big fan of consistency. I don't like changing plans a lot, you know, and maybe some of those plans were good plans, but did we give it 110%? We have to be honest and truthful with ourselves. Could we have done more? Could we have made more invitations? Could we have sent out more DMs? Could we have met more people? Could we have gone to more networking events? So I do want to say that maybe they were good strategies, but maybe we didn't go full force. Maybe we just, let's keep it real. Let me ask for your permission to keep it real. Maybe we half-assed it. Maybe we gave it 50% of a good strategy. Maybe we gave it 50% of a good marketing strategy. We just didn't give it 100%. So we have to make sure that we have that line on the sand and we make a decision to make a change to better ourselves, for me, for your family, for your children. Because if you better yourself, Your finances are going to get better. The place where you live is going to get better. The car that you drive is going to get better. The clothing that you wear is going to get better. The vacations are going to get better. But we have to better ourselves first. Because if we don't better ourselves, nothing else changes. Vision for me, I'll be brutally honest. I made some invitations to my team. And if they don't show up tomorrow because they're consistently not plugging in, if they don't show up tomorrow, I'm done. Clean slate, I'm firing everybody on my team and I'm starting fresh. This year, I'm not going to babysit anyone. It is not my job to make them money. It is my job to build them a business. But if I want to build them a business and they don't plug in, I can't help them. You're not coming to the call. Listen, there's people that I call them and they get like this. Oh my God, I love talking to you. You always have the right answers. And then I don't talk to them. 2 weeks. Hey man, what's going on? Hey, Christian. Yeah, that's a great idea. And then I don't talk to them. And then listen, I am tired. And I'm gonna be honest. And if someone gets offended, that's okay. I am tired of having to be the motivator, the inspirator, the pusher, the holding hand. We're here to build people a business. You got all the tools, you've got all the resources, you've got all the leadership, you've got everything that you could plug into. And if you're not taking advantage of it, there's nothing more that I can do for you. So I'm going to work with the willing. That's something that one of my very good friends, Jacob Davis, says all the time. We work with the willing. And this year, my vision is simple. I'm going to work with the willing. The ones that want to, great. We're going to lock arms and we're going to make a whole bunch of money. And we're going to save people a whole bunch of money and have a better lifestyle for ourselves. But the ones that don't, I'm going to leave them behind. Because if they're not contributing to your journey, they're a distraction. It takes time away from me to have to encourage someone and try to inspire someone and try to motivate someone week after week after week. And there's always a reason why they can't come. The kids, the babysitter, my wife, I got a doctor's appointment. You know what? Don't come anymore. One of the things that Eric said last week, keep your $84. Keep them, because you're just wasting your money. So, sorry, I got a little emotional there. Listen, here's my vision for this year. In fact, for this quarter, because we're going to reverse engineer it, forget December 2023. For this quarter, starting today, I'm going to work with the willing. I'm going to make the invitations. You guys could plug in if you like. You guys could bring your guests if you like. But as far as my team, yesterday was the last time that I call, I text, and I DM. Moving forward, if you want to fall out, that's okay. Because there's other people that are hungry, that are willing to put in the effort. There's people that are willing to put in the sacrifice, the time, the energy that it takes. And I'm going to point someone out here, and I hope he doesn't get embarrassed by it. Philip Garza. Philip is in every single thing. When I see him, and guess what? As the leader, as his mentor, he pushes me. Because I'm like, shit, Philip's going to be on this thing. I got to be on it too. I got to be on it too. I got to be there too. Why? Because Philip doesn't need for me to motivate him or push him. He's hungry. He's hungry for the information. He's hungry for the meetings. He's hungry for the calls. He's hungry for the training. He's hungry to travel because he wants more for himself and for his family. And I admire that. And one of the things that Jacob was saying, we all feed off of each other, the synergy, the energy. Listen, I was late to this call, but I knew Philip was going to be on. So guess what? That pushed me. That motivated me. He doesn't know that, but I'm saying it right now to recognize him, because Philip plugs into everything that we do. So my vision, keep it short. I'm going to work with the willing, and I'm going to continue massively recruiting. I'm going to go on a recruiting blitz to get new blood into the system. Those that have a like-minded attitude, a like-minded spirit, and an entrepreneur mindset to grow in 23 and get more than we did in 2022. That's my short vision, Jacob. I'll turn it back to you, sir.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So guys, one of the things, that Christian mentioned in his vision, I heard him say, he's going to go on a recruiting blitz, right? So, in order to take advantage of some of the opportunity that power gives us with passive income, residual income, all of those elements, right? There's two things that are very simple. There's two different roles, okay? You can sponsor people. You can mentor people. You can do both, or you can do them separate. Understand, if you're a tier 1, you can start sponsoring people right away. Recruit them, bring them in. You don't have to be a mentor to them. So if anybody on this call is saying, well, I don't feel like I'm ready to mentor somebody else because I'm still trying to understand, the sales of solar myself. It's okay, man. Like, spread the word. Don't be nervous. You can start sponsoring folks and hand them over to a mentor. I mentor folks right now in New Jersey that are not in my downline. They're on somebody, he's on another guy's downline. I mentor somebody right now from Houston that's on Larry McKinney's downline. I don't know if y'all have heard that name before, but Larry doesn't have time to mentor people, but he sure as hell can sponsor people. He'll why wouldn't he? You see what I'm saying? So as a team, let me help y'all understand that. If you feel like you're not ready to mentor somebody, it's all right, man. Bring them in. Rest assured that there's mentors on this call who will mentor their deals for them, and you're going to get paid. You're going to make an average of $500-600 just in the override because they're on your downline. Everybody hear that? I've got people that I attached to Wally Arida. I recruited him, but I attached him to Wally Arida. Why? Because there was a better connection there. Even though I sponsor him and he's on my downline, this gentleman, it made a lot more sense for me to go ahead and hand him over to Wally because culturally they connected better than he and I did. I did that tier 1 a service. You see what I'm saying? I sponsored him. I introduced him to power. I introduced him to the goodness, right? But ultimately handed him over to the right sponsor. You can do that. There's nothing that says you got to sponsor and mentor them. Just be very clear about that when you're doing that. You know what I'm saying? So if that's a part of your vision, if it's not a part of your vision, what is your vision, right? Ultimately, what is a part of your vision? What is your goal? I know Christian and Philip have heard me say this quite a bit. I have my goals written down on a white dry erase board right by my bed. My wife thought I was crazy. It's a huge dry erase board, and it's right when I get out of bed. It's the first thing I see. When I wake up, it's the first thing I see. For 2023, I've had to make adjustments in my goals and my vision. But what are your goals and your vision with solar? Is it to help 100 homeowners this year? Is it to help 20? How many did you help last year? Is it to help 10? Is it to help 5? How many do you have a vision to help, right? Is it to cross boundaries, right? Cross state lines and help somebody in another state? We have the ability to do that. We have the ability to do whatever our mind tells us we can do, whatever we set our mind to, and not to jump on the Philip boat too much, but I'm going to tell you guys, do what you say you're going to do. Philip and I had lunch when Christian was not here. Philip and I had lunch several months ago, and I'm here to tell you what he told me he was going to do, he's doing. What he told me when we had lunch several months back, he's implemented. Like, take steps forward, take steps into implementing them, and if you fall short, who gives a shit? You're taking something closer and you're getting yourself closer. You're taking more steps to get there than none at all. So anybody have any insight they want to offer up on vision and goals for 2023?
Yeah, first and foremost, Philip, you owe me $25 for those pictures that I sponsored for you for cheating on me and having lunch with Jacob Davis. I'll take a cash app. Thank you very much, sir.
Good stuff. Anybody else, guys, on the call? Grant or Oscar, Michael, anybody on the call have any insight they'd like to offer up?
Hey guys, yeah, I'm just trying to get back into the solar game, brother. did one deal about a little over a year ago, and yeah, I've had some deals I've run through, or I've had some prospects and ran some proposals through. Just pricing down here in the valley is pretty cheap, and it's finally getting up there. I'm finally looking at some bills that make sense. But
Yeah,
yeah, I'm hoping to run some deals through the system and hopefully get this boat going, get to tier 2, and hopefully get to that mentor stage here pretty soon.
that's right. That's right. That's all you got to do, Michael. Have the conversations, bro. You know, it's just pique the interest, right? I mean, we're just having a conversation, you know, with as many people as we can, and open that door. If they're interested, great, go for it. If they're not, move on to the next person. You know, one of the things, guys, that I want everybody to, you know, kind of understand, if give you all perspective. If you don't, maybe you do, maybe you don't. I don't know, but you know, I spend a lot of hours in the real estate industry. I'm not a realtor, but I have a daytime role where I spend a lot of time in the real estate industry. And one of the interesting facts, right? Not an inclination, but a fact, is that we are building more homes, new build homes, faster than we can put solar on the roof, faster than we can put the glass up. So that, you know, all the numbers when you first got into solar and you heard, you know, oh, we're at 3.5% penetration. Guess what? We're still there, or even less, because we're not keeping up fast enough. We can't put it up fast enough. You know, I heard on another Zoom, you know, this morning, you know, we're up to like 6,000 solar consultants, you know, across the nation. And guess what? I'm here to tell you, they're not all doing solar, so don't worry about competition. Like, just have the conversations, guys, because somebody's going to have the conversation with them. The 2 people that I spoke to today for solar proposals, both of them were shopping. Both of them have already had two proposals already given to them, 2 numbers. They're shopping for a number. The way I broke it down for both of them was this: it's not like buying a car or a microwave. You're not shopping for the best price. Remember that, guys. We provide a value. We provide a lot more than just a price. We do have the luxury, we do have the ability to be able to, we do have the ability and we do have the luxury to be able to adjust our price margins. That's one of the fortunate things that we do have, you know. Competition out there. Like I said, 5,000, 6,000 solar consultants. You're not competing with 5,000 or 6,000 solar consultants. As I mentioned, I spend my days in the real estate industry, a lot of hours throughout the day, evening sometimes. And in the real estate industry, San Antonio area, we have over 15,000 licensed realtors. 15,000 licensed realtors in this area. Maybe 10%, maybe 15% are actually doing real estate with their license. You know, I was looking on my back office today for my team, my solar consultants and ambassadors. And, you know, there's tons of people that that I recruited and poured into. I've got people that even recruited themselves, like they just attached themselves to me. Guy from Louisiana, he called me, was all about it, jumped on the ship because he saw my YouTube channel. And here we go down that road, started pouring into him, training him. And he just left quietly. You know, when I reached out to him, he didn't return my call, didn't return my text. So understand, there's plenty of business out there, guys. There's plenty of business. Just have the conversations. Circle back. I'm going to circle back for y'all. When you got into solar, what was your vision of what you wanted to do with this? You know, technically on this call, we're all solar brokers, right? I mean, we have the ability to broker solar and offer it for the value, for the pricing we want, we set. Power is just a platform, guys. Power is just a platform that allows us to be able to do that. You know, circle back. What was your vision and what was your goal? If you didn't have a vision and a goal, let's do that. Let's get that. Write it down. Put it on a piece of paper. Put it on the mirror in your restroom. How serious are you about your goal? How serious are you about that vision, right? So I'm going to go back to the group here. Anybody else have any insight on they'd like to offer on vision?
Yep. Yeah, sure. I'd like to add that. It's Oscar over here now.
Oscar,
Deep in enemy territory in California over here, you guys.
out there in Cali, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
deep behind enemy lines, like they say, right? So,
It's
but
all
anyways,
good,
yeah.
bro.
I just wanted to kind of piggyback on a few
Yeah.
things that you said. But first of all, when it comes to like the vision, kind of goals and stuff, for myself, it's pretty much the same thing that I, keep to myself as far as my standards, which means, I always try to, wherever I go, whatever I do, I always try to make sure that I do the best that I can in it. And then
Yeah.
once I'm the best at it, then try to teach others to be the best at it as well. And as simple as it sounds, it is also complicated because that could be pretty much add to a bunch of different types of topics and things that you can get into to how to get to that place. But for me, it's that simple, but yet it's complicated. It's just trying to get to the best of my ability to do what it is we do, which is help homeowners save money. Then once pretty much I get that down, then pretty much help others launch their business so they could do the same thing. And I'm pretty much already getting to that point because right now, I have 2 sellers. I'm not a mentor myself yet. I pretty much have a lot of, it's got to do more with scheduling than anything, and also kind of, how things have been working out. But however, I still have been recruiting people, just like you're saying. I've still been actively recruiting people. I've still been also actively training people. Like you said, I have Gustavo, my mentor, helped me out with that as far as launching them. So I have 2 active sellers now. I have 17 ambassadors, and this Wednesday we're looking to launching another like 6 sellers.
Nice.
So and this is all through my downline. And just like you said, the way I look at it as well is also you got to kind of put it into practice as far as what you are doing. So if you're recruiting, you got to kind of practice or put that into practice by bringing the numbers in, learning what works best to start people out, and just learning how to launch people. You got to start somewhere, basically. You're not going to start out perfect, so you got to start somewhere, and that's what those mentors are there for. And just like you said, I reached out to Gustavo, and he pretty much showed me a good way to start folks out. And now I'm kind of just, like you said, mimicking, duplicating the process, and because I reached out. It is advantageous here that even though you're tier 1, you can still recruit people, onboard them, bring them to a mentor, and they could show you how to get folks started and launch their businesses. So that way you can get good at it as well. So, and also thank you for putting this together and kind of putting things in line, right? The first month is up. It was a tough month. It is a tough month. Let's face it, January is a tough month, but it's a good thing to, kind of just refocus, right? Refocus at the beginning of the month, and kind of just make sure that you're dialed into your goals and what you're focused in on. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say about that. But thank you again for setting all this up, you guys.
Yeah, for sure, Oscar. Thank you for plugging in, man. It's another name that I always see on the calls, and I definitely see you at Coffees for Closers, and with Gus, and I know you've been working real close with Gus, and that's what I'm talking about, guys. Is just start working to sponsor folks and get them to a good mentor. Philip, you had your hand up. What's up, brother?
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to piggyback on a lot of what everybody's been saying. As far as vision and goals, like again, I'm only speaking from my experience, but I see goals like I write my goals on you can't see on blue cards, right?
There it is, yeah.
And that's something I just started doing, but I did that I think of it as two parts at this point for me. Like when I first got into power, you have those goals, and those, now I call them more like they were kind of nice fantasies, right? Because I didn't know enough. I didn't know what I didn't know. I didn't know what I had these goals. But it's okay. It's okay to kind of reset. And that's kind of where I'm at. I'm resetting. I'm more familiar about how things kind of work. I'm going to write new cards and new goals for the way Christian's talking about for this quarter, a little more narrow, a little more focused, a little more realistic. But it's about doing everything that I can, that I'm capable of doing, because now I have a better understanding. Yeah, I've added some people on my team. I've added some ambassadors. I've done those things, but did I do it as efficiently as I could have? No, because I didn't know anything. I did it at the beginning.
Yeah.
But now I'm more familiar. Now I know I can lean on Christian. I can lean on you. I can lean on the entire team, because I'm more familiar with how things work. But it's okay for anybody that's maybe they came out a year ago and they did a few things and they kind of fell off. Just reset. Just reboot. You don't have to have a goal to take over the world in a year. Like just just focus on the next month, the next quarter, just get back into it. And whatever, if you're doing other things, we all got other things, we all may have other businesses, we may have family commitments. It's okay, just sit down and kind of write out new goals for the next month, 3 months, whatever you think. And just get back into the groove, right? Just get back into the trainings, come tomorrow to get back into it. Because that's what I'm doing. I'm resetting my goals. I think they're a little more attainable, more realistic, but I'm gonna be more intense and deliberate about them now, right?
Yeah.
Versus I was trying to get all these things all at once, now it's like, okay, let's get the overview going. Let's recruit, let's get some leads, but we're looking at doing some corporate kind of overviews as well, like what can I control, and create a goal and vision set for that. Just like small, narrow kind of things, but mainly just it's okay if you didn't hit your goals last year, reset them. It's okay to start overs. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, good stuff, Philip. Definitely. And that's something to remember, guys. Like, I mean, if you haven't focused on any goals, it's not a bad thing. But let me tell you, if you have, if you write one goal down, you're that much more likely to accomplish that goal than if you wrote none of them down. You know what I'm saying? Eric, you had your hand up. Are you still with us? Eric.
Hey, Jacob. Jacob, how you doing?
Hey, brother.
My camera's broken. I dropped my phone out of sheer excitement from where I'm at, and broke the camera on the front. So
you 10x the camera.
You're gonna have to deal with me being a black box here, but hey, it's good to see y'all, team. I'm really happy that y'all got the call going. One thing I never want to do is, make you feel that I've forgotten about you all, or how important it is to keep this call consistent. So I want to thank Jacob for literally getting a last minute text from me that said, "Hey, can you do the call tonight?" Because I'm 2 hours over here behind. So I was like, I got a notification at 3:00, which is really 5:00 in San Antonio, that said, "Prepare for call." And I was like, 3:00? Prepare for what call? Right? But I was like, oh my God. So I called Jacob. And then I wanted to say great value bombs, Christian Blue out there. Appreciate you, Christian, adding into the call. I want to say thank you, Oscar, as well. Michael, it's good to see you, brother. Brent, I know you're probably killing it. But I do want to say a huge props to Philip Garza. And I'll tell you why. He's being consistent about his message, and he's not straying away from it. And that's what it takes to become successful. It's literally just being consistent and doing more and more and more. And every time, brother, you're impressing me with your activity. So I want to give a big shout out to Philip.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
Okay. And then the last thing I have to say is the reason why I wanted Jacob to touch on vision is because that was one of the biggest things that I've taken away so far from the convention that I'm at, is about vision, understanding where you're at. Like, we're not here. I really want you all to think bigger than you're thinking now. I really need you to do that. And that ties in with being a leader in your marketplace, doing events. Like, I think it's amazing Christian and Philip are on a flyer together, like we all created that, like, all together, right? And they're making that happen, and you should be able to do it in your marketplace too, wherever you're at. But listen, man, this solar little side hustle, little solar thing that people want to tell you, it's not so little, man. It's not so little. Listen, eXp Realty, the #1 real estate company in the world, has over, I want to say 80,000 agents, but they started just like us. They started just like us about 8-9 years ago. They were here in San Antonio promoting. Nobody would go to the meetings. Nobody was like, I'm not going to pay for you to, I'm not going to pay this, monthly fee. You're crazy. What? No desk. I'm not going to have a desk to go in and get trained. No way. I'm not going to do that. 8 years later, #1 real estate company in the world, and it was all done by a platform. So just remember how powerful what we have is, and you should be able to hold your head up high and stick out your chest a lot more, because this is not some little solar thing, man. So somebody says that, how's your little solar thing? You tell them, how's your little job, right? How's that little cupcake thing that you sold on the weekends? How's that thing going? This is not little. I don't have a little solar thing. This is a big business, and they need to understand that. But find out, reevaluate yourself and go over your goals. Because I promise you, this summer is going to be the busiest summer you've ever experienced in your life in solar. It's going to be the busiest summer ever. And if you're not prepared for it, you're going to mess up, you're going to make mistakes, and you're going to lose out on a summer and have to wait a whole other year because you weren't ready. You weren't ready for it. So, like I said, reevaluate your goals. Know what you want to hit by what month. How many deals should you get? You should definitely be going after the 6-figure jacket. Find out how much you need to make 6 figures, how much that is, and how fast you want to do it, and how much it takes a month to get there. We should have everybody on this call can be a 6-figure jacket earner. Absolutely. And I know a lot of you are on your way. But that's all I have. I'm going to get back, but I appreciate y'all, gentlemen.
Thanks, Eric. Enjoy, brother. Enjoy. And we'll see you when you get back. Christian, did you have your hand up?
Yeah, two takeaways from, and I said this today at a networking event. There's things that stick with you. There's certain speeches that stick with you. And there's one that you may want to look up, Johnny Wimberly on YouTube. He talks about swinging the bat. He says, I don't care if you hit the ball. I just want you to swing the bat. I don't care if you have a base hit. I just want you to swing the bat. I don't care if you have a home run. I just want you to swing the bat. I don't care if you strike out. I just want you to swing the bat. And one of the things that Eric was alluding to for Philip is swinging the bat. Philip, I told him this too, and this is from JC Rangel. He says, I don't care about the outcome. I care about the output, because the output is going to take care of the outcome. But if we only take care, or if we only visualize the outcome, but we don't put the output, we're never going to get it. So my point is this, is that it's going to take time. It's going to take effort. It's going to take going through different consultants and recruiting. And it's going to take time to going through different customers or potential homeowners that want to go solar. And some things may go south, and it's okay, because you're still doing the activity. You're still swinging the bat. And one day, I guarantee you, if you continue swinging the bat, you're going to hit a home run. And I also guarantee you, if you continue the output, you're going to get the outcome. We just need to do the activity. And most people are not willing to do that. We have a whole bunch of people on the Solar Kings group, and only a handful are here, but these are the handful that are going to get those positive results. And with that being said, Jacob, my last and final time, sir, I turn that back to you. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for the call.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Christian. Thanks for your input. That reminds me something, guys. Let me ask y'all for your help. So if you brought somebody in to the Solar Kings and they are on the chat, on the Facebook chat, if they fell out and they're no longer around, can you go ahead and delete them if that's somebody that you added to the group? Because Eric's been trying to clean it up, and I've helped him a little bit, but there are so many names, guys. It's almost impossible to know every single one of them. So if y'all have anybody that you added that you feel fell off, they dropped out, you know, I mean, there's maybe 60 people on there, and you know, I only consistently see 15 show up to the calls. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure that tons of people fell out, but you know, if there's somebody that you particularly added that fell out, no longer with power, then let's get them out of there. Let's clean that up, you know. And the same thing with the group, the Facebook group too, you know.
Send a message to Jacob and Eric because they're admins on the, only you guys can do that, by the way. Eric, Jacob, I think possibly Houston. Because I tried removing some people too, and I couldn't do that because I didn't have those admin privileges. So make sure, and if it's someone that you know that deleted their Facebook account, they went,
Yeah.
they ghosted you, they're with a different solar company, whatever, they're out selling popcorn and candy and they think that that's a better deal. I had a guy who's now selling CBD soda, and he's making like 75 cents for every can that he sells. Apparently that was a better deal than an average of $8,000 a pop, but to each their own, you know.
Yeah.
I couldn't delete them, so you have to go through an admin to do that.
Yeah, it's all good. I mean, it happens, guys. You know what I mean? People, you know, people get on there and then they, you know, they fall out, and it's all good. It's nothing personal, man. You know, it happens in life. I mean, like I mentioned, you know, I've had consultants that I recruited. I've had some that recruited themselves, man. They jumped all over the opportunity, but yet where are they? Like they disappeared, you know what I mean? Get some of that CBD soda for tomorrow night. For
Hey,
y'all's business overview.
he's actually a friend of mine, and you guys know him.
Yeah,
And he got stuck. He got stuck on one customer, his first and only customer that for whatever reason didn't want to go solar. He got stuck on that, and no one could get him
Man.
out of it. And next
I
thing
wish-
you know,
I wish
weird.
Willie was on the call. I wish Willie was on the call. I mean, you know, how many deals did Willie?
11 credit fail. Oh, 11 people said no. I don't know if all of them were credit fails. I think they were.
Yeah,
I think
man.
10 were credit fails. Yeah.
Now look at him. He's getting a six-figure jacket. Like,
Yes, sir.
I mean, it's amazing. All right,
And
guys.
you know, it's really more his wife.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
more
yeah,
Alicia
yeah.
that works the business. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's
And
interesting
they do a
because
lot of
she's
charity
behind the
work,
scenes.
a lot of church work. I mean,
Yeah.
they're busy too. This is not just what they do
Yeah.
full time, you know, and they're getting it done.
Yeah.
So
Yes, sir. Good stuff. Well, guys, I appreciate y'all plugging in on Valentine's night. I mean, you know, your significant other, I'm sure, is ready to celebrate and partake in some strawberries and chocolate or whatever that may be. I don't know, whatever you got going on. If not, like some folks on the call, then you know, enjoy a Starbucks coffee or something. And but I didn't say any names. Why are you looking at me?
hey
All right,
guys, and remember, you're a business owner,
That's right.
and all these holidays you got to take advantage of. And putting out a deal out there. Hey, Valentine's special. Go solar with me and you get a $200 Cruth Ritz Steakhouse gift card or some shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So just remember, use the holidays to your advantage with your customers as well.
I
That's
feel like
right.
shots were fired because I'm at Starbucks. Shots were fired from Jacob to me.
How would I have known that? I mean,
Yeah, you did it on purpose. Because look at where I'm at, sir.
all
But it's
right.
okay.
All right,
There's
everybody.
there's like a cup or a flavor for the Valentine's. You can get one with a little heart.
There you go. There you go. That should make you feel better. All right, everybody. Have a great evening. Happy Valentine's Day. And we'll see you on the next call. For those of y'all that had been attending the Learn and Earn that I do on Thursdays, I'm gonna post in the chat a new time slot. Because I feel like I was encroached on, and it's okay. I just want to make sure that I have a slight spot that's different, you know, and not competing with any other Zooms that may be going on. So I'll have another time slot that I'm going to pick out, and then as always, I post them on the YouTube, and then Eric posts these on YouTube as well. So if you guys missed the calls, always know you can go check the YouTube channel for any updates there, guys. Solar Kings, and then also Solar Jefe. Both of those are YouTube channels you can check for updates and trainings and things that you may have missed. All right. Unless anybody has anything else, have a great evening. Appreciate y'all for plugging in tonight.
All right. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, Jacob. Send your
Appreciate it, guys.
out
Thank
tomorrow.
you.
All right, send your guys out. Come on over tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.